Hi guys, it's Miss Austin here. I hope your day is going great. We're going to do a little work today, talking about problem solving with our multi-step 3-digit numbers. So I want you to stop video, get your pencil and your paper ready or whatever you have to write with, and then we will get started in just a second. Okay guys, so here we are practicing our multi-step 3-digit word problems. And we are going to be taking a look today at really the problem solving behind doing those multi-step problems. So we're going to warm up our brains first. And let's start by reviewing our math facts. Okay guys, so we're going to go a little bit faster this time. 3 plus 7. 10. 4 plus 1. 5. 8 plus 1. 9. 4 plus 15. 19. 11 plus 8. 19. 11 plus 5. 16. 14 plus 1. 15, and one more. 12 plus 6. Oh, and I don't know where my screen went. Let's see, there we go. Sorry about that. 18. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next part of our lesson now, where we're getting into our work for the day. Okay. So our intro into multi-step problem solving. I want to remind you of cats that always quack. And again, if you're not in my homeroom and you're not too familiar with this, cats that always quack is just an easy way for us to remember that we want to identify the characters, the people who might be in the story. Sometimes there are no characters. Sometimes we just have things that we're talking about. The things are what the problem is normally about. The action can mean addition or subtraction for us so far. We're looking for things that are happening in the word problem that will either mean addition or mean subtraction. And then of course the question. We have to focus on the question to make sure the answer that we come up with actually answers the question and not something different. Once we identify those things, we're going to make a plan. Anytime you're doing a multi-step problem solving, it means you're going to have at least 2 steps. Don't skip this part. You've got to make your plan out so you know exactly what to do. After that, you're going to solve your plan, and then you're going to check for accuracy. And the best way for you to check for accuracy is first to ask yourself, does this answer make sense? If I'm doing addition, is my answer getting bigger? Is it getting bigger by about the right amount that it should be? I will also kind of show you a little trick on problem solving to see, or not, excuse me, not problem solving, on place value and representing numbers that can help you check for that accuracy. And then also you can solve backwards to see if your answer is correct. So let's get into our first problem. Miss Austin, and these questions might sound a little familiar. I took the same questions we looked at last week and changed the numbers up, so you're a little familiar with these things. Miss Austin has 283 pencils. She buys 385 more pencils. Miss Morris gives her 76 pencils. How many pencils does she have now? Okay, so let's look at cats that always quack first. Our characters. Miss Austin's in this problem, and so is Miss Morris. The things we're talking about. Pencils. Miss Austin has 283 pencils. She buys 385 more pencils. Miss Morris gives her pencils. So our thing is definitely the pencils. The action. Let's look at what's happening here. So it started by me having some pencils. I already had some. And then I bought more. Add. I'm joining those two things together. The pencils I had and how many I bought. I'm buying more, which means to add. Miss Morris gives her 76 pencils. If she's giving me 76 pencils, then I'm going to take those 76 pencils and I'm going to add them to what I have already. And our question, how many pencils does she have now? So I know just based off this question that I'm going to tell you how many pencils Miss Austin has in the whole thing, the whole problem. So that's what our focus is going to be. Let's take a look at how we make that plan. Okay, guys, so here we are. I have my notebook out. I am ready. I have analyzed the question. I went through cats that always quack, and now I want to make my plan. So I know Miss Austin started by having 283 pencils. And then she bought 385 more pencils. And sorry, I can hear my kiddos playing in the background. They're not in the room, but they're still loud. So sorry about that. Then Miss Morris came in and gave Miss Austin 76 pencils. So this is the number sentence that I'm going to be solving. And I want to really make a plan. And remember, I know this is multi-step, so I have multiple things happening here. So I'm going to have more than one plan. So my step one, I'm going to solve the first part. I'm going to take 283 and I'm going to add 385. And the way I show my boys and girls to solve these problems is to say that this is going to give me an answer that I like to put into a box. Now, it's not my entire answer. It's only the answer to this first part. So on step two, I'm going to take whatever answer I found and I'm going to finish the work. Plus 76. And this will give me my entire answer. So there is my plan. Now I'm ready to solve. So we're going to set up just the first part of our problem. Step one. And on step one, I have 283 plus 385. And I know last week I told you be very careful and make sure you're doing the right type of math. And then Miss Austin made a mistake right after that. So I'm going to try really hard to focus this time and make sure that I'm doing the right thing each time. So I see that this problem has 283 plus 385. So I'm going to start in the ones place. 3 plus 5, think about it. 3 plus 5 gives me 8. In my tens place, I have 8 plus 8. Oh, that's a double. 8 plus 8 is 16. But 16 does not fit in just one place. So I can leave the 6, the number that's in the ones place, and I'm going to carry over the 10 to the hundreds place. And so here I have 3 plus 2, which is 5, plus 1 more, gives me 6. So I came up with the answer of 668. And a little trick that I like to do, just to make sure my number is about right, is to take a look at how many hundreds I have. Now this was an addition problem, so I know my number should be bigger than what I started with. I started with 2 hundreds, and 300s. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hundredths. So I should have at least 5 hundredths in my answer, maybe even more. And I have 6. So that's a good clue that I'm on the right track and that my work is looking good. I have at least what I started with, and I had an extra one right here. So that's why I ended up with 600. But my answer is about right. This is an estimate when I'm looking at my original numbers and I'm estimating to see, do I have about the right answer? And I do have about the right answer here. So I'm going to record this number. I have 668 so far. Now remember, I haven't solved the whole problem yet. I need to go back and do step 2 now. So I'm going to take that box answer I have, 668, and now I'm going to finish my step. So I'm going to set up again. So Miss Austin had 668 pencils between the pencils I had and the pencils that I bought. But then Miss Morris came and gave me more pencils. Now she gave me 76 pencils. So it's very important that I set this up right. The number 76 has 0 hundredths. There's nothing here. So I'm going to leave it blank for right now. But it does have 7 tens and 6 ones. This is what we're talking about and saying that you have to pay attention to place value and put your numbers in the right spot. Now, if you have a little problem getting confused on what goes where, a good idea to do is to say, well, this number has 0 hundredths. I'm just going to put a 0 right there so I can keep my place value straight and make sure everything looks good. Now, I'm going to double check. Yes, I am doing addition. So 8 plus 6. If I take 2 from the 6 and give it to the 8, that would give me 10. And then there would be 4 left, which gives me 14. Only the number in the ones place can go down. I'm going to regroup and carry the 10 next door. Remember, boys and girls, it's always going to be a 10 that you're taking next door. Always, no matter what place you're in. So here I have 6 plus 7 plus 1, and I noticed something. If I put the 6 and the 1 together, that's a 7. So this is just like 7 doubled again, which is another 14. And I carry the 1 next door. So here I have 1 plus 6, which gives me 7, plus nothing, which keeps it at 7. So if I wanted to check my answer and make sure I was about right, I'm going to look and, okay, first I'm doing addition. So I know my numbers should get bigger. Okay, most likely it's going to get bigger. How many hundreds did I start with? I started with 6. Okay, I didn't add any to it, but I know there was some regrouping that happened over here. And my answer has 7 hundreds in it. So does it have the same number of hundreds or more? Yes, it does. That's what addition should give me. The same number or more, and I have more. So this answer makes sense. What I'm doing right now, boys and girls, is both solving and I am checking for accuracy. I'm doing the same thing to make sure as my answer makes sense. And my answer is 744 makes great sense. Okay, let's check out another one. Okay, so up next, we're going to take a look at a subtraction multi-step problem. There are 732 people at the park. 327 people leave to go to the museum. 245 people leave to go home. How many people are at the park now? Let's think about cats that always quack. Who are our characters? Well, we have people. We don't know their names. We have a lot of people. So we kind of have characters. What's our thing? People. People are our things again. Remember, sometimes your character is kind of missing, or your character and your thing can be the same thing. So in this case, it's kind of the same thing. What is the thing we're talking about? We're talking about people. What's the action? Okay, well, we started with all these people at the park, and then some people left to go to the museum. Left. Okay, we started with all these people together, and then some of them left. Taking away, that's subtraction. When we take them away, we're doing subtraction. Okay, so these people left to go to the museum, and then some more people left to go home. Leave, again, subtraction again. So here I am, and I'm talking about my action, and 2 times I'm getting actions that mean subtraction. What's my question? How many people are at the park now? So I need to make sure that's the problem that I solve. I don't want to tell you how many people went to the museum. I already know, 327. And I don't want to tell you how many people went home. I already know that, 245. So what I'm going to answer is how many people are at the park now after all those actions happen. So let's make our plan. Okay, so we're going to take our data. We had 732 people who were at the park. 327 of them left to go to the museum. And then 245 people went home. We're going to find out what that answer is. So we're going to take our plan. We're going to do step 1 first. So step 1, we're going to take 732 and we're going to take away those people who went to the museum. And that's going to give us our box answer. And for step 2, we're going to take our box. We're going to finish the other step. We're going to take away those 245 people who went home. And there's our plan. Remember, at any time you can pause the video if Miss Austin's just working a little too fast for you today. I feel like I'm going a little faster today to catch up. But here's the plan that we have so far. 732 minus 327 will give us box. And box minus 245 will give us the whole answer for the whole problem. So let's get started. Step 1. I have 732, and I'm going to take away 327. So this is definitely a time when I need to ask myself those important regrouping questions. A lot of times you guys see 2 minus 7 and tell me 5. That's not true. If I have 2, you don't even have 7. You can't take it away. So I'm going to have to do some regrouping. I'm going to come next door. Remember, always take 1 and add 10. Take 1 and add 10. So now I have 12 minus 7. If I have 12, yeah, I can take 7 away now, no problem. I'm going to count up 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. A whole hand. And gives me 5. Okay, I'm going to go to my tens place. And I have 2, and I want to take 2 away. Can you do that? 1, 2. Yeah, it's got nothing left. We're going to show that with a 0. And then I have 7, and I'm going to take 3 away, and I know that fact. That's 4. So my answer came out to 405. I'm going to plug that into my step 2. Now I can solve the next part. I have 405, and I'm going to take away 245. Sure you're all set up. Okay, so let's start in the ones place. If I have 5, can I take 5 away? Yep, but there's nothing left, so I'll zoom with 0. To the tens place. If I have 0, can I take 4 away? There is nothing there, so I have to do some regrouping here. Go to the hundreds, take 1, add 10. 10 plus 0 is 10. Now if I have 10, can I take 4? Of course, I have 6 left. And 3, take away 2, leaves me with 1. My entire answer is 160. Great job, guys. Okay, so I just want to go back and do a little checking to see, am I on the right track here? Well, it was pretty easy for addition, but how do I do that with subtraction? You can do it the same way. A little trick about drawing your hundreds can help you to imagine, is your number in the right place? So the first thing, remember this is subtracting, so my number has to be smaller. I started with 7, I ended up with 4. Is 4 smaller than 7? Yeah, that sounds about right. I'm going to draw my hundreds in the first number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I got rid of 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. I left me with 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's super close to the answer I got. I feel good about that. Okay. So I'm going to come over to my second answer now, and I'm going to ignore the regrouping that I did. Okay. I'm going to start with the 4 hundreds I had. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to get rid of 2 of them. I have 2 left. Okay, that's different, but is it really close to what I have? Yeah, 2's really close to 1. So I feel good about that too. Now, if I had 3, I might have to go back and see if I made a mistake, because 3 is an extra number away from 1, but because 1 and 2 are right next to each other, I'm thinking I did this right. I think I found the right answer. So altogether, we have 160 people who are still at the park. Doesn't that sound fun? I can't wait till we can go back to the park. Okay, let's see what is next. And it doesn't want to turn for me. There we go. So here we have a problem that's a little mixed up. We have some warning that the numbers are going to be a little bit different. It doesn't say addition or subtraction at the top. It just simply says mix. So let's see what's happening in this story. We're going to think about cats that always quack as we read. The second grade classes are having a bake sale. They made 673 cookies and 219 cupcakes. They sold 427 yummy treats. How many treats do they have left? Characters. We're talking about the second grade classes. So all of you guys, you are the characters. What's the things? I see a lot of things here. I see cookies. I see cupcakes. And I see treats. So which one are we talking about? Is a cookie a treat? Yeah. Is a cupcake a treat? Are treats cookies? Yeah, treats could be cookies. Are treats cupcakes? Yeah, you could have a cupcake for a treat. So even though they're talking about cookies and cupcakes, what they're really talking about are treats. We're talking about like dessert kind of treats. So even though they have different names, they're still the same. Treats, snacks, desserts, yummy things. That's what we're talking about. Those are the things we're dealing with. Okay, what's the action? Let's go back and reread. The second grade classes are having a bake sale. They made 673 cookies. Okay, so first we made these cookies. I have 673 cookies right here. And I made, or you guys made, 219 cupcakes. So if you made this one and this one, remember that and word tells us we do what? We join them. They made 673 cookies and 219 cupcakes. We're gonna join those. And then they sold 427 yummy treats. Let's see. If you're selling them, you must be selling them to somebody else. Maybe you're selling them to teachers or fourth grade or third grade or first grade or kinder or pre-K. Ooh, I bet Miss Peterson would like to buy some too, maybe Miss Morris and Miss Villarreal. So let's see, if we're selling them, we sold them, are we joining them together or are we taking them away? Well, if you sell a cookie to Miss Peterson, she's gonna eat that cookie and it's gonna be gone. So we are taking them away. Okay, I think I understand what's happening here. We made cookies and cupcakes, we joined them together. And then we sold some yummy treats, taking them out, subtracting. And our question, how many treats do they have left? I think we're ready to make our plan. So let's move on to our notebook. All right, guys, so here we are with our notebook. We have our plan. We're going to do a little multi-step planning now. We started with those second graders making 673 cookies and 219 cupcakes. And then they sold 427 of their treats. So we're going to find out what do they have left. So I'm going to take this in one step at a time. Here's my first step. I like to write it out so it's very organized. Your teacher might be satisfied if you just put your box around it. You know what your teacher wants to see. Miss Austin and Miss Gomez's classes, I want to see your plan. That's going to give me a box answer. Step 2, you're going to take that box answer. We're going to finish the problem. Minus, Austin's going to have to pay special attention to that this week. Minus 427 will give me the whole answer. So let's do some solving now. I have 673 cookies and 219 cupcakes. Okay, doing addition. 3 plus 9. Well, I'm going to start with a 9 and I'm going to count up. 9, 10, 11, 12. I have to regroup that 10. 1 plus 7 plus 1. Well, 7 plus 1 makes 8, plus 1 more gives me 9. And 6 plus 2 gives me 8. Let's do a little check. I started with 600. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I did 2 more. Okay, that equals 8. And look at how many I have. It's a perfect match. I'm happy. 892. Okay. I'm going to use that to solve my next step. Let's set it up. I have 892. And I'm going to take away 427. Okay, so if I have 2, can I take away 7? Not enough. So we need to do some regrouping. Take 1, add 10. 10 plus 2 is 12. I don't really have enough room, so I'm going to write it up there. Now I can count up. Grab 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Give me 5. 8, take away 2. Ooh, I know that one. 6. And 8, take away 4. That's 4. Hey guys, let's check and see if it makes sense. This is subtraction, so we're going to show the top number. We have 800s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm going to cross out 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Leaves me with 1, 2, 3, 4. And it matches perfect. Remember, it's okay if it's 1 away, but you don't want it more than 1 away. So if I had 5, I would probably be on the right track also, or even 3. But since it matches perfectly and I have 4, I know I did this problem correctly. 465. Great job, guys. Let's go see what we have next. Okay, guys, so up next, I want you to make up your own problem, and we're going to actually practice this part together. So it gave us a number sentence. You can think about your own story on what you might like to say, but I'll just run through one with you very quickly. I have 843 minus 267 plus 143. Okay. So I'm going to make up this about candy. So let's see. The Easter Bunny brought 843 pieces of candy to Miss Austin's house. The boys ate 267 pieces. I had 843. They ate 267. We took them out. Miss Austin bought 143 more pieces of candy at the store. I'm going to take what's left after the boys ate those 267, and I'm going to add to that 143. So take a little time, pause the video real quick, and I want you to make up your own story. It's okay, you don't even have to write it down, just say it out loud the way Miss Austin did. Okay guys, so you had an opportunity to make up your own story. Now we're going to solve that problem. You're going to have an assignment just like this for today, where I'm going to ask you first to make up your own word problem. So you are going to write that word problem down, and then I want you to solve it as well. So we're going to solve that problem together now. My story was that there was 843 pieces of candy. The boys ate 267 of them, and then I bought 143 more pieces. So this is the problem we're going to solve. Whatever your word problem was about, the numbers are still the same because you're going to use the numbers that I gave you to make your word problem. So no matter what the story is, our problem is still the same. Let's make our steps. Whoop, I almost crossed out that plus sign. Re-edit. There we go. So step 1, 843, and I'm going to take away that 267, and that's going to give me my box. And step 2, I'm going to take that box answer and finish the last part. Plus 143 will give me the whole answer. So let's set up. I have 843, and I'm going to take away 267. My line's a little longer. If I have 3, am I going to take 7? Not going to happen. I have to regroup. Take 1, add 10. This is a near double. In fact, it's going to be 1 less than a double. 1 less than 7 is 6. If I have 3, can I take 6? We need more regrouping. Take 1, add 10. 13 minus 6 is that near double too. I know that because 6 doubled is 12, but it's 1 more than that. 1 more than 6 is 7. I have 7. Can I take 2? Yep, you get 5 left. Let's just imagine this and see if we're close. We started with 800s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We took away 2. 1, 2. That left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is 6 close to 5? It's only 1 away. I think we did great. 576 will lead me to step 2. Solve, or set up, I should say, your step 2. $576, and I'm going to add 148 to that. 8 plus 6, 14. Regroup. 1 plus 7 plus 4. 7 plus 4, that's 11, plus 1 more, gives me 12. 5 plus 1 is 6, plus 1 more is 7. Let's do a check. I started with 500s. I added 100 to that. That makes 6. 6 is only 1 away from 7. I think I did great. Hey guys, let's see how we're gonna end our day. Okay, so we finished that slide. Now it's your turn. Please go to your assignment on the peak of the week, and I want you to practice your skills now. You have 3 problems to solve for me today. The first 2 are word problems that I have created for you. I want you to make your plan and solve those, and the last one is a number sentence that I gave you, and I want you to make up the word problem for it and also solve to find the answer. Be sure to turn it into your teacher. Please stay safe, have fun, enjoy that family time with your parents and your family. We miss you guys. See you next time.